しまえば楽だって生まれてから消えるまでこの箱の中にいて美しく忌々しい賛美歌が流れてる狂ってる全部あなたはライトな平らの会をまた神様にすがっていたわかってる全部報われないなら最後に台の横愛を灯してたいと願ったのさ道理でうまくいかないわけだ裸足のまんまのシンデレラ足りない頭で考えた理想や希望でありのままに生きてくのは僕には難しくて儚くてまがまがしいノイズの中で眠る誰も知らない街孤独と星空なくしたピースを探す子供みたいに泣いて右に習って黒くにじんで同じ器の中にとどまってこのままずっと死ぬまでずっと気づかないふりは嫌だよだって狂ってる全部あなたはライトな大河の会をまた神様にすがっていたわかってる全部報われないなら最後に階の横愛を灯してたいと願ったのさ愛を灯してたいと願ったのさ
Hello, everybody, And welcome to the Grand Finals Mappool Showcase for Wonderland Cup through the Looking Glass. And what a time we have taken to get to this point. Some amazingly great players have made it here today. Some players I haven't expected, some matches I haven't expected. Truly incredible ones at that through some really, really tough pools. It has been a very, very exciting tournament to watch, and I'm very excited to show you the last pool of the tournament sitting at balance around 8 stars in the Nomad 1. My name's Tycoony. Joining me is Fulsrish. Fulsrish, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay. Overworked, but we're going to get through this, and I'm sure players are going to enjoy this pool, because holy hell do we have something in store for them.
Yeah, there has been a lot of work on this pool. This has been the pool that we have contributed the most to over time. Some of our first suggestions for this tournament were suggestions for Grand Finals maps, and of course some of our last were as well. And I'm really, really happy with how this pool turned out, so I don't want to waste any time. Let's go right in to the Nomad 1. This Nomad 1 is actually one of my favorite Nomad 1s in the game, especially at this star rating. I don't think Arls is the greatest mapper in the world, but there is something to be said about how he makes high star rating aim click at this speed. 230 BPM is something I've always been a little scared of. I think last year I tried to avoid it as much as possible outside of hidden. This year I really want to embrace it because I think it leads to some truly great aim maps, including this Udachino ribbon. Also, thank you, Kedoff, for the replay. We unfortunately saw the Kedoff replay die last week.
Oh, jeez. The one time I'm not here, the Kedoff replay died.
Yep, yeah, it was so sad. Our beautiful Wonderland Cup tradition was broken, so he grinded extra hard. He's been grinding this replay for, I think, 2 weeks to get this 500k, which is really, really good on this map, especially for someone who, Kedoff was saying he was hitting skill cap 4 rounds ago. So hey, we'll take a 500k any day of the week. And yeah, it's just such a good map. I'm so glad that everyone was chill with this map because it's one of my favorite Nomad ones to pool.
Yeah, I mean this map is I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a classic, but it's a really good one in terms of modern tournaments. And for the star rating, it works perfectly. Good length, good Nomad 1. What else do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
I want you to praise me for being the genius.
No.
Think of it.
No. No. Anyways.
Try my best. Yeah, map stats aren't especially surprising in any sense. It's standard CS4, AR 9.5 is a little low for 230, but it should not be disturbing in any way. The map patterning is simple. It's not really density based. It's chill. And of course, great song. Udachino Ribbon is one of those Vocaloid songs that I actually like the covers of a lot of the time. Which I certainly can't say about a lot of them. There have been suggestions for maps in this pool that I have rejected because the cover sounds god awful.
Yeah.
That said, I'm still waiting for someone to make a good set of the original Udachino ribbon. We need that. It's so good.
You say that, but it's not gonna happen. At least not anytime soon, I feel.
It needs to happen. I need to farm it. I need 500 PP hard rock.
Sometimes when you just need something to happen, you just make it happen.
I have 16 of those already done. I don't need to do another one. That's not on me anymore, I think.
Mm. It's not on you, but you know, you're the one who's kind of saying that you need it to happen.
Oh.
So you know, you put everything
Whatever.
together.
Let's move on to Nomatsu. Whatever. Look, it's you have not experienced the experience of trying to farm your own map. It's awful. It's so hard.
Yeah, it's fair, but you know, it's not hard. No more damn shit. This is fucking hard. It's long as long as this is hard. For 20 language. If you know this map, like, well, congratulations, you know this map. But, another news, this shit is hard and it's long, and there's a lot of steam, and there's a lot of stamina. Good luck surviving.
Yeah, 12 BPM with this amount of flow control is really, really tough. Ancient, I didn't really see it as like a freaking like phone effort. A couple months ago when I got my tool for Tech Open, he made a custom that was like the grand final Somat 2 and it was like super good flow control map. And I loved it. Everyone loved it as well. Both of us were kind of like looking out for another map like that. And that's a lot of the games. Literally the same BPM as the Tech Open map. It's a lot harder. A lot more focus on the longer streams. Which with 212 gets tough, and then you have to factor in that the spacing is still so high.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, what do you want me to say about this fucking map, man? Like, like, there's nothing for me to say about it. This shit is literally just insane.
It's so tough. I don't know. Edmonds and I were celebrating though. We were like, we found a good flowway map at 8 stars. You know how hard it is to find a good flowway map? Like, we have trudged through the trenches of really boring 5-minute stream farm, and we were just so happy to find a map like this. It's interesting, right? Like, it's a map that I really feel challenges your flowing and your stamina. Everything that a Nomad 2 should be.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what Longinus does. So, and like, just to put in perspective, we've only just reached the halfway point. like we're just, in my eyes, this shit is too much for me. But we have such good players at this level at this point that if you can't do this, just ban it.
Yeah.
This map is chaotic at best, and, you know, painful at worst, I guess. That's what we put it. I don't know. There is no upside unless you really, really love streams. Oh, and low accuracy.
Loving streams. Our playtesting team does not.
Accuracy much?
Shoutouts to Yukari Smug, who, as he said in the chat, literally, arm and finger injured, was still doing replays, still trying to grind them out because nobody else wanted to. Literally the GOAT, literally Faker. We've been sending Faker gifts in the playtesting chat for several weeks now, and this is the, this is the peak of that.
This is the peak of Faker.
Nobody's faked harder. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. Note to everybody who's in chat right now, don't do any types of jobs where you're technically supposed to be available 24/7 for anything that's happening. Yeah. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, one of us may or may not be multitasking far more than the other right now in this showcase. And it isn't me.
That's Nomad 2.
Yay!
Yippee!
Move on into Nomad 3. And this one, this was one of the first things that I put in this pool. There we go. Tokuyo Omohikane no Kami. Beat map by Mirage. This one is just so like, I almost put this as like a hidden one. But I decided like the patterning kind of made sense for no mod more so than hidden. Like AR is one thing, but also just like this is already hard enough without hidden. But like it's pretty classic Mirage to expect.
Yeah, I mean, Undead Corporation, Mirage map, 280 BPM, 4 minutes long. This pool is really long so far. Jesus Christ. I mean, look, you've got yourself a good No Mod 3 case in point, but yeah. Like, I don't know what do you want me to say? I like this map.
It's a good map.
It's a good map.
It's a good map, sir.
It's a good map. Sure, it destroys my fingers if I ever try to play it, but it's a good map.
Yeah. Yeah, the destroying your fingers point is good. There's like a good amount of finger control in this map. Like there's some shocking speed patterns in this, which are 280 BPM. Good luck with that. Luckily there is 0 spacing. You can just double tap. But otherwise, like it's 140 BPM ult basically, with really tough like awkward patterning, everything you might expect from Mirage.
Yeah, you're playing a bit of a gambling game sometimes too with some of these patterns. Like you will either hit some of them or not hit any of them.
Yeah. The interesting thing with wide angles in flow aim, or wide angles in alt maps is like if they're flow aim, that's pretty easy to hit. But when it's aim patterning like this, where you have large wide angles that aren't really connected by any sense of flow, suddenly it gets really hard when you have to hit a giant 120 across the screen and just have to deal with it, which I find interesting. I like flow, like regular standard flow alt is whatever. I think the aim control part of alt when you get to this level is so much more interesting than how long can you last on high space flow.
Yeah, absolutely. I swear, guys, I'm supposed to be here commentating, but I'm totally not having to.
So what PDF editor do you use?
No, they're just Photoshop. No,
I didn't realize Photoshop could do PDFs.
Yeah, it can if you so it's 2 different files, and what you can do is if you have it all in one separate file as opposed to one big file, you can just automate a task that would make you can make a PDF presentation out of it. And because I was making political stuff graphics, like that's actually the thing that I sent you is literature, and yeah, that's yeah. So that's the PDF one.
Interesting. And that's what we call no mod pool commentary, where you know your no mod pool maps are longer than the rest of the pool's average, and so you just start making shit up so that you can still like hold attention and not just go silent for the entire map.
I love filling dead space. As you can see, guys, though, like once you reach this part of the map, like it's just as the map progresses, it like literally just gradually just gets more and more faster with the tapping. And like it's just deadly at this point. Like look at the aim pattern on top of the tapping at this part of the map, right at the end here. This can make or break any player, right? Like you got to be real careful.
Yeah, this is we've really been missing like a boss map in terms of alt, and I think this map fulfills that role. But that's also the end of the No Mod 3. Let's move right on in to the No Mod 4. It's going to be...
Holy fuck! The audio in this one just went like 500%.
Waka Lewin jump scare. It's Overture! This is an edit of this map that was made for Corsair's Close last year, which was... I was responsible for this edit. I was the one who did all the modding for this. I was like, I'm not letting that go to waste for one tournament. Let's redo it. Air 0.9. That's supposed to be 9.9. Oops. It could be 0.9 if you believe, though. Like, if you really want, like, go ahead, play with 0.9. We'll make an edit for you.
Yeah, exactly. I love songs with French names. It's great. It's amazing. And I love the song. The song is great. Despite me not liking No Mod 4s typically, it's a great song. I am the certified No Mod 4 hater in this pooling team. It's funny. Also, I just realized stream title is very much not correct.
Oh shit, we forgot to change that, didn't we? Isn't that insane? Well, it's time to do some typing. Yeah, this song is from it's the main theme of Waka, which is my favorite non-OC rhythm game.
I love Waka.
It's so good, man.
I got to try Waka when because they don't have like any arcades where I live, basically with like rhythm games, essentially except for DDR. So what I got to do is I got to try it at a convention when they came up here, and oh my god, I had so much fucking fun playing that.
So good. It feels. It's the Wii Sports of rhythm games, if that makes sense. In terms of the actions that you're making with your arms, it's the Wii Sports of rhythm games, and that doesn't make it bad because Wii Sports is the goddamn goat. I love it so much. It's so fun.
Yeah, no, fucking, it's great. But that's No Mod 4, by the way. Anyways, time for No Mod 5.
This is going to happen every map, by the way. we forgot to check the volumes beforehand. But yeah, No Mod 5, it's / map. Yay! I like this map a lot. That's all. We did it. Good job, team. Yeah, this was Corsair's Close 2022 Grand Finals No Mod 5, map by /. This one I've always been like super fond of. I've talked a lot with / about like the pool meta, and he's kind of talked about how like he hates no mod speed as a concept because nobody maps no mod speed. And I've always just kept this in mind in the back of my head whenever he said that, because clearly somebody did. And he kind of did it better than anyone else. What's interesting about this map, in my opinion, is like that element of control in your aim. There are some really weird angles in here. Strange overlaps that you're not used to seeing in speed maps, where you kind of have to double back into certain spots. Along with the 260 BPM stream patterns that are all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, like... I always love Undead Corporation song when it comes to... I mean, you put them in a No Mod 5 setting, but oh my god, it scares me. It scares me how much this type of stuff can get so crazy. And at this star rating, with this type of map, at this length... Now that I think... I just realized the No Mod 4 is the only map that's literally under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyways, case in point, this is gonna hurt. If my don't heed the pooler's advice ever. But no mod pool is going to hurt you if you aren't careful, and that's just without even seeing the rest of the pool yet, by the way.
Yeah.
So
if it shows anything, no mod 6 is 5 stars. Like these maps are brutal. And that's the point of the no mod pool. Like there's always this element of consistency that we want to test with the no mod pool. With the grand finals kind of setting, it's not only consistency. We want to test your consistency on these skill sets at the highest level. We want you to be able to play 230 BPM for over 4 minutes straight. We want you to be able to play 212 flow control, 280 awkward aim alt, overture, and we want you to play 260 BPM speed with the weirdest angles known to man. The no mod pool is meant to be skill cap consistency, which is so cool. Where before it's kind of just like, hey, we pulled maps that fit this skill set because it needs to be tested here, not anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, like, for all these pools, whenever you reach this type of level, right? This is the benchmark. No mod pool is always the benchmark, and then it just gets more and more cursed as you go on.
There's some fucked up shit in this pool. I'll tell you now.
If you thought this was bad, get ready for the next map.
It's not as fucked up as the last time I pulled 8 stars. Last time I pulled 8 stars, I did so entirely solo. Shoutouts to Blue Bunny Cup, where I almost solo pulled the entire tournament because now listen, I'm not hating, but the rest of the poolers certainly were not there. And I pooled CS7 in Hard Rock 2. Let's move on into No One Six. I pulled CS7 in Hard Rock 2. That's I think it's 9.1 is the conversion. I'm not sane when I pull 8 stars. Luckily, when I have someone here to stop me, then we're a little more sane. But we still end up with picks like Echo. This was a custom map for NAT last year, and one that I was heavily involved in making sure it happened, as Tachi was actually a Wonderland Cup mapper last year as well, although she did not map this year. And this map is so fucked up. Like, it is such difficult reading, but it's such a cool map as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you know anything about Osu tournaments, you've seen enough fucked up maps in your time, right? Like, it makes the more you add up, the worse it gets. And this map is without a doubt beyond fucked up. It's not to say that it's a bad map. It's a really good map, but I mean, like, if you're really good at this type of reading, like, and you can see from Semi, right? Like, Semi getting 800k is bonkers to a lot of people.
Semi was grinding this map all week.
Yeah. Like, this is beyond fucked, respectfully. But if you can grind that map strong enough and get to that point where you get scores like this, you don't even have to worry about it. But if you're not at that point and you don't have enough time to grind the map out, like, we've got very little time left until matches start. Technically, it's a day less than usual. So if you don't have the time to grind out this map, especially with how long it is and how many complicated patterns there are that you might need to memorize, like, respectfully, you might be fucked.
Yeah. That's the thing with these Grand Finals pools, and especially you gotta consider this is team size 2, or no, sorry, this is 2v2 team size 3. There is always going to be a player that stays between maps, right? You don't have the comfort of going into a map and just like swapping in all your players that were brought on specifically for this, because on such a small team size, you need all rounders on your team, which makes maps like this, No Mod 6, so scary. And I can imagine the type of team that picks into this in the coming weekend, but even for them, I'm worried, right? Like, do you consistently get a good score on the AR4 map?
Yeah, I mean, that's... You're gambling here with this, right? Like, this needs to be the map that you either ban or pray the other team doesn't pick. Because if you know that your team can't consistently get the plays that you need on this, it is not pretty.
Yeah. God, what a cool map though, man. Every time I look at this map, I'm like, this is crazy that this mapper, she hadn't even mapped for a year by the point that she made this for NAT. Like, by all means, Tachi was a new mapper when she mapped for Wonderland Cup and when she mapped for NAT, and it's insane that she was able to get a map out like this. But that's the end of the No Mod 6. Let's move on into Hidden One. And it's Miku! Yay!
Miku! I love Miku.
Yeah, I mean, it's me and Edmonds are pooling, and Brandon didn't put this pick in, but like,
yeah, this wasn't me for once.
The vibes were there, right? Like,
the vibes were there. This wasn't me for once, guys, but it's Miku, so therefore, I spiritually put it in, because my presence is what made him do this.
Yep, it's true. The only thing I'm sad about with this map, the only thing that would have made this map perfect is if it was a little low AR. AR 9.8 is like kind of questionable for a hidden pick. Voted something to the tune of the week after the release of the Grand Finals pool last year. So he had just barely missed the window. So I'm glad that we were able to get the redemption arc on putting this map in the pool. I mean, it's a pretty standard bushy hidden 2. It's very aim heavy compared to his like super reading heavy, like ends your life if you play it stuff. But you know, I think it was meant to be played as a free mod now, so that kind of makes sense. That or it's not, and I just lied.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like.
I certainly do.
Yeah, you know. Sometimes you just know. you just know, guys. And that's what you need to take away. Sometimes you just know. Yeah. But yeah, no, gotta admit, wasn't expecting K-On into this.
Oh, Ed Bones pulled this tournament, that's why.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
why am I
that
even
we
surprised?
hit based on what anime we watch. I pulled Love Live earlier in the tournament, Ed Bones pulls K-On here. It all goes to plan.
Yeah. God.
There's also the Toho quota. That's less Ed Bones, although he finds it funny. Mostly just because I really like Toho. Which surprisingly we have. No, yes we have. We've had 2 Toho songs so far. What am I talking about? We had 2 on Dead
We've
Corporation.
had 2 Toho so far, man. Like, come on.
Imperishable Night and Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Yeah, alright. There's more. There's more Toho. There's always more Toho.
Yes, there's always more Toho. You can never get away from Toho. Ever. Not with this community.
For the VTubers? Oh, you gotta wait.
Yeah, VTubers.
You gotta wait. Winning Cup Grand Finals Free Mod 3 was actually a VTuber tech map. I didn't have it in me this time, but that I think that was the last time I fooled VTubers. No, I've got a plan. I've got other tournaments coming up. I think at some point I just have to start pulling all the VTuber maps I've created. Anyways, that's Hidden 2. Let's move on into Hidden 3. I'm like losing track of time in these maps. I'm just yapping. Welcome to the Grand Finals Showcase. Tech, congratulations. Woo! Optcode Rapture, I mean, it's one of the tech songs ever. And yes, replay by 3Nusu7, who Nusu has been changing names for replays a lot, and I'm just like, you know what, that's funny. Even though I'm manually putting in all the names, I'm still keeping the funny Nusu names, because I enjoy it. We also had 9Nusu6 last week, but yeah, like, it's been a thing that I've been noticing. I'm like, alright, let's do that.
Oh, you gotta love, you gotta love this type of stuff. It just gets more and more funny each time, especially with people who just change their names, and you don't notice it until and then the moment you do notice it though, that's when it's real fucking funny.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love seeing like a lot of people for open rank tournaments. They'll go offline while they're replaying so that they don't leak anything. And the side effect of that is that they're just setting usernames on the fly, and it's always very fun to see what people can come up with.
There's always some goofy ass freaking name that comes up. You'll love to see it.
Yeah. But as we're reaching the end of the map, so let me speed run. It's Flowtech AR 9.6, CS4 shouldn't be any trouble, but it's 195 BPM, and combined with the AR 9.6, that gets really, really troubling, especially with the spacing of the flow. Okay, good job. Good work, team.
We did it. We're so good.
We're so
Geniuses.
good. Let's move on into Hard Rock 1.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it.
Yay! It's Presenter. It's an A map. Shout out to Toybot. Is this the one that was... No, okay, it has 18 uses. Oh, Hidden 3 was the one with 0 uses. Okay. Yeah, this one was, originally it was supposed to be a 240 BPM custom. I was mapping a song by my Goat Gardens. But I, unfortunately, have not been home since Friday, and I wasn't able to finish the map in time. So... unfortunately, the map had to die, and so we just replaced it with Presenter, which it kind of is a match in skill sets with the map that was there, and it's really good. I mean, CS 5.9, so a little bit bigger, no, smaller circles than you're used to seeing with the usual 5.2, but otherwise, like, it's a very standard map.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say about Presenter and about Hard Rock 1 and about Toybot, right? What hasn't been said? What realistically hasn't been said before? Nothing. Everybody knows.
You could be like, yeah, go Toybot. I love Texas. I don't know.
Yeah. I could, but I live in Canada, so that's irrelevant.
All
regardless.
Right, well, that's fair.
Smaller circle, 240 BPM. You do aim stuff with mouse or tablet or touchscreen. I don't know, whatever the hell you want. And it might work, or you just miss like that. I don't know what else to say, man. It's just no mod 1 but fancier. Like, that's really how Hard Rock 1s usually are.
Yeah. The A maps are always hard because they're the longest maps. Actually, this one's 3 minutes. This one's not that bad. But you expect what they are. Oh my gosh, it's fast aim. have you guys ever seen fast aim before? Not like that was the entire meta since like 2018.
Not like we've been seeing that for the past, like, 6 to 10 years now. Somewhere in between that.
Yeah, shout out to Yukari Smoke for the replay as well. I keep forgetting to shout out the replayers. I love the replayers so much. Replayers did so much hard work on these pools. I love them to death. And they were going for some like high scores too. Like the semi FC on No 6 was ridiculous. I was saying like 100k is my floor. If you get above 100k, I'm happy on any map. But replayers were still pushing for like 400s every time. Yeah, super good scores. Let's move on into Hard Rock 2. And speaking of quotas, not really the Toho quota because we hit that 3,000 years ago. But HoloWinks again. I love putting HoloWinks in map pools. We keep doing it. It is an addiction, and I'll never stop because HoloWinks is the fucking goat, man.
You love to see it. You love it. It's great.
You really do.
You really do. You really do love HoloLinks, and it's yeah. CS 7.8, folks. Yeah, be afraid. If you don't like small circle, ban.
Good job. Good work, team.
Yep.
Yeah, CS 7.8. This was one of the things that was actually planned from the beginning, where like DT AR scaling was kind of like an idea we had in the middle. I always knew that we were not going to use CS5 the entire tournament, that I wanted to push up, not to the same ridiculous level that I pushed up to with CS 9.1 and Blue Bunny, but I knew I at least wanted 7.8 somewhere in the pool. I mean, we had, what, 8.1 last week in Hard Rock 2, but that was a much simpler map, mechanically. But this one is a lot harder. There's a lot more elements of control. There's some really tough linears that you have to hit. This map's just generally really hard, but still really, really good for testing your control on high CS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I am not a small circle enjoyer. I would ban this map personally, but we might have a small circle enjoyer left. Maybe that's how they'll win.
There is a Rectagon.
Oh, that's true. Rectagon's still here. Hi,
Rectagon. This was another one where, so number one, we wanted a rhythm control map, but number two, the diff name is Wonderland. So thank you, Nightcore.
Hi now, Key. I see you're in the chat. Anyways,
Hey, listen, I warned at the beginning of the tournament. Like the first thing I said in Mappool feedback after posting the forum post was, yeah, we did the thing last year where we would pool stuff if we could find some relation to Alice in Wonderland, and we will do it again in this tournament. This is an example of that. It's hard rock flow, rhythm control, and we looked at it because Wonderland was in the diff name, and that's the truth, but it's still a great map.
Yeah. Oh, you love to see it. What you also love to see is other Sakuzio songs.
Yes,
Magic Cats. Oh, you love to see it. Hard Rock 3 though. Anyways, as it's kind of obvious at this point, a lot of the maps are shorter at this point. Nomod's the longest part of the pool. Ban Nomod if you hate Nomod. If you hate long songs, please don't. They're all good songs. Anyways.
Our averages are all like within like 20 seconds of each other, with the exception of round of 16, which is really short.
Yeah.
Like we try and keep the averages really close, which just means like, yeah, no mod takes forever to get through, but then the rest of the mod pools are a breeze.
Yeah. God, I had a funny joke and I've already lost my. I don't remember what the funny joke was anymore. Why? Because I got messaged by the
airplane food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Nusu for this replay. This was another like super late replay where Nusi was really like focusing on like fixing some older scores, and I was like, yeah, we don't have the time for that. Just blast through whatever you can right now, and he gamed.
He did, and he did it, and it was funny.
That's the end of the Hard Rock pool. Let's move on into DT1. This DT1 is... you might have sensed it coming last week, or I might have said it, I actually don't remember. AR 10.5, Contrail Kiseki Epsilon Remix. It's super fast aim, Taeyang map. I think people know this map, right? Like, this isn't like a super underground pick, but this also isn't like the most turny pick in the world.
No, but you know what type of pick it is? It's an Ed Bones pick.
It is an Ed Bones pick. Saying hi, Ed Bones in chat, immediately clocking off the song, off the background, off of everything. Of course, it's the fucking Ed Bones pick.
Yep. Guys, I think Ed Bones will host a tournament where it's just Ed Bones picks. There's no mod slots or anything. It's just Ed Bones picks.
Tournament named Mashiro Alcana.
No, why call it that when you just call it Ed Bones Pick'em's tournament?
So true. Yeah, it's all Arrow Gate DT1s, and aim hidden 2s, and no Matsus he doesn't like, but he's forced to pull anyways. Oh, and the occasional Arrow Gate no Mod 3 too. If it's Arrow Gates, I'm not pulling it. It's Ed Bones. That said, I have seen the rare occasion where someone gets an Ed Bones pick wrong. 5WC, there was a player who like actively said in their match, like, hey, Ed Bones, don't pull this map. It's not fun. And I hate this map. It's just not good. It's really funny to me watching because I was the one who pulled that map. It's great. Ed Bones had no involvement with that pick because it was a no mod 1, and he does not play those the same way I do.
Yeah.
I think Ed Bones is actually asleep right now.
Probably.
He's offline on Discord. Unfortunate.
Where does homie live again?
He lives in Mexico. Like 1 p.m. for him, I think.
Yeah. Probably just because it's a Monday. Nobody likes Mondays.
That's true. That's real.
I know I don't like Monday.
We all got work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, this is... I'd like to point out that DT1 being 3 minutes and 52 seconds is... it is a long... And
if you don't like AR 10.5, we don't like you. That's what that length is saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you do enough everyone pings to wake him up? No, trust me, I pinged him enough. I've been DMing him about my Love Live Sunshine rewatch all day. Don't worry.
This guy.
It's so good, man. While I was getting these maps recorded, you can actually notice once every 20 minutes or 23 minutes of recording, there's actually a lag spike in the recording as Crunchyroll moves to the next Love Live Sunshine episode. Because that's what I was doing while recording these.
This guy.
Man. It's like, oh god, I could talk about it all day. I love that anime. Death, dude.
God, I can't wait for the time when we start doing Battle of the Box again, and this guy's gonna talk about Love Live for at least 5 hours.
Hey, look, I only have one more Love Live song that I can actually map for Box. It's okay.
Hey, and this time you can actually map it because you're not doing, that again.
I could, except the song actually sucks.
Oh.
So, GG. Anyways, that's DT1! Yay! Let's move on to DT2! And DT2 is one of a few customs. There was supposed to be a lot more customs in this pool than there are. We ended up with 2, which is this and the original song. So oops. Blame me, blame the mappers who were supposed to do No Mod 1, blame the mapper who was supposed to do Hidden 1, blame the mapper who was supposed to do Hard Rock 3 for accidentally leaking it. That was great. So yeah, we had a lot of slots suddenly dropped. But Hyper Pigeon's DT2 has remained. He was always going to do Grand Finals DT2, I think. It was just a matter of finding the song, and it's Southern Cross. This is a 5-digit No Mod 2 classic. But here it is as a DT2, which I think works honestly even better. This feels good as a DT2 rather than some weird No Mod 2 with 1/3 sections.
Yeah, you don't really like those. I mean, like, no, respectfully, that just I don't like that personally.
Yeah.
Having it in DT2 just feels right.
Yeah.
And you can see with the way that Hyperpitch has mapped this, like it just feels right.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell it feels right because he's playing it just fine in his own replay. Again, he's back. This is not the first time that Hyper Pigeon has done the replay on the Hyper Pigeon map, but he's back doing it again, and thank God for it because we have no tapping players at the replay team, and I am so happy whenever we get a replay from someone who's like a tapping main. So yeah, thank you, Hyper Pigeon, my goat.
Yeah, no, you gotta love. You gotta love when the mapper does the replay for their own map.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. There will be a day where I feel cool enough to do that.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Could be closer than you think.
I almost offered to do it for my Battle of the Box map, and then I realized it was actually hard, so I decided not to.
No, I remember that. This guy thought it was a bright idea for him to try doing it. He tried it once. No, I'm not this anymore.
Yeah. Let's move on to the DT3.
Oh, my ear.
Hello, Toho.
That hit sound. That hit sound. My poor
Did you
ear.
should. This is the last Toho pick of the pool. But doesn't take away from how hard it is. It's the raw speed pick. We've kind of been all over the place with the speed picks. Where we kind of started at the beginning with this idea of, okay, we have a dedicated raw speed slot where we're pulling what we affectionately refer to as the fuck you BPM. And we kind of dropped it in the middle of the tournament a little bit in semifinals. It was actually the thing I was like the least happy about with the semifinals pool, and I just didn't talk about because if you actually like have a serious problem with your pool, you don't talk about it until after the round's over, so that nobody yells at you for it. And
Guys, what he's saying is that he has a problem with this.
I don't have a problem with the grand finals pool. I'm actually really happy with it. But we kind of brought it back in finals with a 270, but we wanted a real like fuck you BPM, and that's what 294 is. At Air 10.3 as well, you don't get any sort of comfort in reading this, which I think is fitting for a grand finals pick. And it's zero uses for a reason.
Yeah. It is disgusting. And that's the best way of putting it.
This is higher BPM than the ult map.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, this is funny. But hey, at least 69-6 combo.
Yeah, go Yukari Smug. Not a speed player, by the way. Still did it like the GOAT. I was saying, like, oh yeah, I'll just take our leaderboard replay for this DT3. And he was like, no, they won't do it. I was like, alright, I'm down. Like, I take leaderboard replays because I don't want to stress people out. But, like, you know what? If he wants to go for it, I'm all in. Whatever. Let's do it. Also, great song. The second Imperishable Night song in the pool. Behind, actually, the No Mod 3. So, congratulations. I think the two highest BPM maps in the pool are both, yeah, they're both Toho Imperishable Night specifically. Although one of them certainly plays like it's higher BPM than the other.
Gosh.
But yeah, that's the DT3. Let's move on into DT4.
Oh.
Persona jump scare. I feel like every
jump scare.
DT4's goal is to be the Wing My Way, is to be the Tori no Uta. And Ed Bones is convinced that this is his new Tori no Uta. Kimi no
I love this
Kyoku.
song.
Yeah, it's so good. I I've had a long history with the song. I hate to admit this. I feel shame admitting this. For years, I said it was mid, and I regret it. I was asked to map it with someone. I think it was either a collab or a GD. Someone asked me, and I said nah, it's too mid for me. And what I realized is I just didn't like the remix. And like actually listening to Kimi no Kyoku on its own as its own song, I was like, wow, this song's so good. I'm a dick for saying that this is mid. This is great. Yeah, I've never played a Persona game. I don't quite know if they're like my speed. I've never tried one, mostly because the only RPG I beat in history is name any Pokemon game and also Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So there's a lot of RPG experience to be had. I've been playing Xenoblade, but I'm not done.
Guys, say like one in the chat if you think that he should play Persona, because I think he should play Persona. I find it a crime that he did not play Persona yet.
Then the question becomes: do I start with 5 or do I start with the new 3 remake? Because the new 3 remake looks great.
The new 3 remake is. They're both good. Like I'm not done the remake yet, but like the 3 one. But I've done 5, and honestly I loved it. It depends. Do you like Last Surprise or do you like Full Moon?
Dude, Full Moon Full Night's so good. Full Moon. I actually don't remember what it's called anymore.
It's Full
Life. Dude, okay, so like that was the thing, right? Like I wasn't interested in the Persona 3 remake at all until I heard Full Moon Full Life for the first time, and I was like, oh my god. Like, okay, I don't hate Burn My Bread at all. I like Burn My Bread. It's funny. It's a good song, but oh my god. Full Moon Full Life changed everything, man. That song's so good. That song's like on the playlist for the daily. So sorry, Last Surprise.
Yeah.
But I have a clear favorite.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Burn My Dread, Full Moon Full Life, like those two to me are like peak.
The new battle theme is going down now. It's also really good.
Oh yeah. So I mean, by your own determination there.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't start that until they release the DLC in September.
Ooh, okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that there was DLC coming.
Because it's so there was a DLC in the old one called The Answer. Well, it's not really DLC. It was a separate thing entirely, almost. Because when they did the first remake, the remaster, they put The Answer in, which is basically a separate storyline set after the story. I'm not gonna say what everything's about there.
Yeah.
But long story short, right? Like, sorry.
But there's an epilogue DLC coming, and I should be excited about that.
Yeah, exactly, right. And it's a lot more gameplay too, and it's like it's just expensive, and that's the only thing that I'm gonna trip it on. Like, it's money, right?
Whatever.
Like, the more money you put onto it, like, you know, whatever. But and especially for the people who paid so much money. Like, I paid so much money to pre-order the game because I pre-ordered like the biggest amount, and I don't get it for free, so I'm a bit annoyed. But regardless, like, it's a really good game, and you should get it. I'm gonna talk over this. No, I'm not gonna. Nope. Anyways, please lower this. Oh my, I can't. At Zudi, because I remember just to get her in here.
I was talking. So my siblings have actually been watching My Little Pony recently, and I remember I heard the opening while I was making some burgers, the American soul that I am, and I was like, I had this realization, like, it is so weird that this isn't Stay Gay Pony Girl. That's the one that I'm used to now. And I had to mention to my sibling, I was like, yeah, there's this really, really popular map on Osu called Rainbow Dash Likes Girls, Stay Gay Pony Girl, Happy Pride Month. And it kind of hit me, like, while we were pooling, like, God, we have to pool this, don't we? Because this fills the spot of the AR9 hidden map that we wanted for, like, hidden aim, as well as just being really tough hard rock aim. It's a good map. and I think the song is funny, and that lends it to be a great grand finals pick.
Yeah, I have PTSD every time this fucking comes on, for various reasons.
Were you watching her grind this?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't. I was shocked when I just saw the score appear one day. I'm sorry,
no, 'cause-
Zuni. I haven't been watching the streams lately.
No, this wasn't. When I watched her grind, that wasn't recently. That
Oh,
was
okay.
like when I like first got to know her and like.
Oh, so this has been a long thing then.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this has been a long thing. Like, it wasn't like it was probably like early 21-ish, probably like early to mid 21. She really started this, but like I'd been seeing her grind this for ages. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
as you can imagine, I have severe PTSD from how many years I've seen her grind this one.
Yeah, I have a friend who was like really into My Little Pony when we had like started playing Osu. Both of us started playing Osu around the same time, and he always wanted to pass this map. I don't think he did by the time that he just kind of like wore out of the game. But this map was always a goal for him. I've known about this map since God knows when. Forever, dude. Good for him on that though. Like it's really tough. The mechanics on Hard Rock, that AR9 density on Hidden. It's everything I wanted from a Fremont one, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and like, God, like it's this map. If you've been around Osu for like a long enough time, like it brings back memories.
Yeah.
Like it's a good. It's not a bad map. The song I've heard it too much. What I've not heard too much of though is this Fremont 2.
Yeah, Rectagon map.
Isn't
Which
Rectagon
was-
playing?
Yep. That was really funny to talk about and decide, like, is that worth it? Now, normally, like, so people are very divided on whether you should pool the map of someone who is actively playing in a tournament. My opinion, as a mapper who has had to play my own maps in tournament, it's so fun. Actually, it's a nerf for them. Fuck playing your own map in tournament. It's awful. It's a horrible experience. Stop pooling caffeine in the tournaments I play. I don't want to play it. So, Jitter Fanta is a really weird control-based CS5 AR8 map. 155 APM, so like solidly within like ult territory. Like the precision is super hard to keep playing that control with. There's so many like just little adjustment that you have to make that makes this so hard, and the hidden is even more demon. I kind of wish we had a hidden replay just so we could see it. The hidden is the reason that this wasn't pooled last week, because like one of the playtesters had basically said like, hey, I just played Jitter Fanta with hidden. We are not putting this in the finals pool. And I was like, okay, we'll move it to Grants. That's fine. Like, it has really good synergy. I think with the Hidden 2, the Hard Rock 2, and the Nomad 6. So I really like how this map fits into the pool.
Oh, I just love being able to just see players play their own map and then realize, oh fuck, I'm playing my own map. If I fuck this up, mental debuff.
It's so awful. So I've tried out for 5WC 2 times in a row. Both times have been staffed, so I can't actually be on the team, but it's just for fun. Both times in a row, they have pooled my map in a slot. In the first year, it was the tiebreaker slot. So it was the very last map I played, and it was the one tiebreaker I made that has death streams. So that was fun. And I've come to regret ever making that map, not because it's a bad map, but because I got like 100k on it. And then the last 5WC for tryouts, I had to play Caffeine, and it was so aim heavy and so hard and so weird, and I don't like that map. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I don't like playing my own map. You know, I'd hope a top player's a little bit different, but I don't think pulling someone's map is a disadvantage. Anyways, we're about 3. Yay!
Base mapper name. If you don't agree,
yeah.
Don't say if you don't agree, because then you might, yeah.
Yeah, Gurno Yumiya, map by Free Hong Kong, also known as Pyro Flare, also known as Alt-F4, also known as Boar, also known as Pyro Flare again, also known as Baragamos, also known as _83, also known as 102335, also known as Half Slash, also known as Meat Inspector, also known as Import, also known as Black Socks, also known as Big Fan, also known as I Love Apples, also known as Lego Man, also known as In Your Heart, also known as Type 1 of Cute, and also known as Anna Apple. There is a lot of names to go through on that list. She spends too much money on them.
Yeah. My response to that information, yeah.
Yeah. Anna Apple has legitimately spent like over $1,000 on name changes. It's just really funny. I think the map works out that way. Anyways, yeah, it's Gurren no Yumiya. Like, it's a pretty decent map. Surprisingly, it has been pulled before. We were expecting like, hey, it's our grand finals wonder slot. Surely nobody's pulled Gurren no Yumiya before, but we were pleasantly surprised that someone else has been psycho enough. Of course, I don't think it was in free mod because this is not okay. It's 8 or 9.8 flow on hidden, which isn't too bad until you consider just how mechanically difficult that flow is. And then, of course, on hard rock, you just have a whole mess that you have to deal with in terms of spacing.
It is a goofy map.
Yeah. It's also helpful to note that we intentionally looked for a long map for Fremont 3 this week. As I've said before, Fremont 3 is our slot to have fun. It was last year and it is this year. Yeah, obviously, like, balance is considered. But we knew, like, we want Fremont 3 to be, like, memorable, kind of unique slot. So, yeah, you know, like, Team E1, why not? Let's put a 5-minute map in. That's also, like, 180 ult almost. It's weird.
Yeah.
Also, great song, man.
That
I
was a
have
good
yet to
song.
watch Attack on Titan. I have said for years, like, oh, I'll watch it when it's finished. It's finally finished, and now I just need to get to it.
I think the worst part of you mentioning that is I feel like I just got severe deja vu, as if we've had that discussion before.
Which would be really funny if we did, because I don't remember ever talking about Attack on Titan with you.
No, I remember. MQ.
You remember? Oh, shit, you're right. Okay, I see it. Okay, yeah. Oh my god, we need to play. I have been too busy to play AMQ. It's so sad.
You think you've been too busy to play?
For the viewers at home, there exists an AMQ group chat with myself, Fulcerus, Chip, and Alden, and we haven't played since long before this tournament.
Since when Course Ace like started, that's when we last
Yeah.
played. Why? Because we've all been busy to shit.
We've all been so busy this season, man.
God. It's been a time. But you know what else has been a time? This map, because it's Gurren no Yumiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you know what we should have pulled?
Hmm.
You know the Star Rod Kirby.
Oh my god.
Actually, I probably showed it to you. The Star Rod Kirby 5-minute Attack on Titan map that I suddenly can't remember the name of. Something Tsubasa.
Something. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But the storyboard is just weirdly focused on Mikasa's abs. Like, it's a whole thing. It was played partly in the tiebreaker of Kirby Mix Tournament 2. And in my vast confusion of what the hell Kirby and the other commentator were talking about, I kept mentioning the abs because I was like, what the hell's going on with that? And then right then, Listia hops in the chat and goes, hey, why is Taikini talking about women's abs? And that was a whole discussion to have.
Guys,
so I was framed in Kirby Mix Tournament 2, and I don't want anyone to ever forget that.
guys, if we learned anything today, we live in a society.
We live in a society. It's
We live in
true.
a society. Also, it is criminal how freaking like hot it is right now where I am.
Yeah?
Like, it's 30 degrees and it's midnight. Celsius. Anyways.
Anyways, yeah, that is everything up to the tiebreaker. As I mentioned, this pool only has 2 custom maps, Southern Cross and the original song. I want to give a little bit of background on this before we hit play on it. This song was this was a long project. I had reached out to an artist for the grand finals tiebreaker back in October. It was something that we were super excited about, and then at the beginning of April, I got the unfortunate news that stuff had come up, and that artist had to drop. For the next month, we were scrambling, looking for anyone. And on the final day, the day that I had set in my mind as the hard point where I have to stop, where I already had plan B ready to go, an artist had finally contacted back and said yes. And it was an artist I have been super excited to work with for a long time. He has been so incredible, has made a song that I have, part jokingly because of the pun there, described as wonderful, but it really is wonderful. We've got some of the best mappers in the tournament on it, and an amazing artist to do the background as well. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's roll the grand finals tiebreaker. the last blessing for the end of Wonderland. An original song by Kagetora made with... There was so much of a time crunch in every sense with this Grand Finals tiebreaker, and it only makes me more happy how indescribably incredible everything turned out, from the song to the art to the map. It is truly wonderful. Everyone involved, and there's a list of names for this one that's fairly long. First of all, Kagetora, the creator of the song and someone who did so with such a tight deadline that I did not ever expect him to say yes, but I'm so happy that it happened. Ray Bean, who did an incredible job drawing the background. The only requirement I gave them was it needs to have Alice, and they still cooked so hard. Drew this wonderful love letter to all the things found across Wonderland. There is, of course, the mappers 9Ami, who is the host of the set, who kind of took charge of the mapping side of things. Oh Twinkle, 9Ami's eternal collab partner. It was just over a year ago that I was able to start interacting with these two mappers when we were modding their map for use in Corsairs Closed, and I'm so happy I have, because they are truly incredible mappers. Coco Yu, who I only talked to a couple months ago with the advent of Test Open, but who I quickly really fell in love with his mapping style. Erosea, formerly known as Arushi09, maybe one of the best mappers in Hong Kong, and one of the first mappers that I had hit up for this tournament and sing, classic name in mapping, and another one of those mappers that I was super excited to have on Wonderland Cup this year. Hit sounds by Midori Gion, who, he was brought on a while ago, but the map was finished this week, and he had a pretty severe time crunch to finish the hit sounds, and I'm really happy with how they turned out despite it. I did the storyboard as well, and I think that is... Oh, actually, I do have to mention Cooler Kazuma, who is helping me pay for this. Who, he was generous enough to say, I will, I'll help you out as far as the Grand Finals tiebreaker goes, because I really, really want to see everything succeed, and he has been actively pushing me to reach out to artists and to make this project happen, because it was so close to not. Again, it was the literal last day before I was going to throw in the towel, just pick an existing song and throw every mapper under the sun onto it and see what sticked. And it was a lot of his encouragement and also his financial backing that allowed for this to happen. And I am super, super grateful to everyone involved. It has truly been an amazing time pooling this tournament. And it's something that I don't know if I'll ever be in the position to do something like this again, to host something like this on my own. I'm going back to school soon. I don't really have the time to do something like this, and so I have been pouring so many waking hours of my day for this moment, to show the this song is what it was all about, really. It started with an idea in October to reach out to an artist and see if we could get a Grand Finals tiebreaker, and yeah, even if that artist isn't working with us, still we were able to form Wonderland Cup's identity around the original music and their ties to Alice in Wonderland, to The Looking Glass, and I am so happy with the result that we got in that Grand Finals tiebreaker.
I don't know how to follow that up. Look, I mean, for tournament hosts, their tournaments are their babies, essentially. Let's be frank here, right? Me and Ty have been working together since about 2022 at this point, right? We've known each other for, 2 years now or some point. We both hosted tournaments. We both helped each other on our tournaments. And I mean, you know, when life gets in the way, life gets in the way, and there's nothing you can do. But you know, I think I can speak for Ty and myself when I say this, that you know, when we have players that participate in our tournament and we pour our souls into, and we do everything in our power to make the best thing possible for everybody to enjoy, and it turns out nigh perfect. Like that's all that we can ask for. And I mean, you know, I'm not necessarily a host here, but you know, and I mean all the staff here. I'm sure we're all grateful for you for organizing all of this, and you know, everybody's thankful that you know this is a thing. Like I mean, it's an experience. It's a community you build up, because within the OSU community there are more communities, right? And it's all based on the tournaments, and like you know, honestly, just. That's the life. That's the cycle. That's the grand finals pool, and that's gonna be the last showcase of the tournament.
Yeah. It has been a wonderful dream, so to put it. I'm very, very excited for the grand finals matches, be them this weekend or beyond. I know there was delay discussions. I don't know where they have gone, but I am so happy to have hosted this tournament. I'm so excited to see how players play at the end of Wonderland. And again, I'm so grateful to everyone involved in this project. But we gotta wait for the matches, right? Pool and schedule will be out on Sheet very shortly. I actually finally did schedule ahead of time. And yeah, I'll be posting a big Add Everyone announcement with the link to the Kagetora song. You know the drill. We've done this 2 weeks in a row now. We'll make it 3. Good luck to the 9 remaining players, the 3 remaining teams. We'll see you potentially this weekend.
Yeah. Have a good one, folks. We'll see you soon.